In today's gospel, Jesus spoke about marriage. And we know that marriage is a law. And for us Catholics as well, as Jesus in the gospel clearly mentioned, what God has united, man must not divide. So when we get married, we take oath, we take vows to remain faithful to one another. But you know, my dear brothers and sisters, there are some people who asked and questioned, is it necessary to take vows? What's the use? Look at the many people in this world, they take marriage vows. But look at the number of divorces that are taking place. And so many young people, modern generation today, they don't believe in marriage. They don't believe in marriage vows because they say, you take and you will break them anyway. So might as well we cohabitate. There is no need to take any vows in marriage. After all, if we are really in love with each other, do we need to take a vow? Can the vow seriously bind us together? In fact, on the contrary, it seems that if the marriage is not working, and that is why many people are saying the church lacks compassion. Why doesn't the church allow divorce? Here, the husband and wife, they are quarreling day and night. Children are traumatic because of the constant bickering and fighting and even violence. And so they are asking, how come the church is so cruel? Because of the laws, not only they cannot divorce and cannot remarry. They say, because of the law, my husband left me. I'm still a young lady. I'm in my 20s. Am I supposed to be a single for the rest of my life? Where is the justice of God? That is why in some Christian churches, they try to bend the law. They allow divorce because of human weakness. As today in the gospel, Jesus says, because you are so unteachable. That's why Moses, in the end, also relented, allowed them to have divorce. But for us Catholics, we say, no, because the law was not instituted by the church. It was instituted by Christ. Christ is the legislator. We have no authority to change the law of our Lord. And that is why for us Catholics, we remain faithful to that law. But of course, we know it is a real challenge. In today's married life, husband and wife are working. Both have many commitments, do not really have time even for communication, for real communication, to share their feelings, to bond them together emotionally, not just in terms of daily life, duties and routine, but to share deeply. We tend to take each other for granted. It becomes just another business, family partnership to look after children. But there is no real time for deep sharing, for encouragement, for love. It is very business-like. Many of our marriages are very business-like. They don't sit down together, even sometimes to have a meal, because of so many challenges. And then today, again, both couples are equally educated. They have their own views of life. And if they are from mixed marriages, even more difficult in terms of raising children, dealing with in-laws, in terms of education, in terms of values, they will be fighting all the time. So how can we continue to preserve that marriage? So does it mean, therefore, since it is so difficult, no use taking the oath? But the truth is, the church says we must take the oath, because the oath can help us to persevere. When times are difficult, when the sufferings comes in marriage, we need to persevere. Because today our people give up so easily. The moment they have a little conflict, okay, we divorce. They're taking marriage too lightly. And it depends on just emotional ties. But it is more than that. There is an obligation, there's a commitment to the family, to the children. So we need to think through seriously before we get married. That's why the church says, please, Catholic couples, give us a few months to prepare you for your wedding. And many of us have no time. And then after the marriage breaks down because of lack of preparation, they blame the church. So the laws are meant to help us to strengthen that marriage, to persevere, especially when the going is tough, not to give up so easily. But if the situation really, really is irreconcilable and more harm is being done because the couples have been so deeply wounded by each other, or the harsh words said, or the painful actions that both of them have taken against each other, and they just simply cannot forgive. That is why in marriage, you notice the law of indissolubility presupposes faith in God. If you have no faith in God, I think it's impossible. Very difficult to really continue to live together, even though the marriage is so difficult because the couples are so incompatible. But if we have faith in God, we revere God, we love Jesus, then we will try. And then we will pray. We will pray for wisdom, for patience. Maybe we need to get to know each other. Maybe we need to adjust. Maybe we are purifying each other. We are spiritual benefactors and benefactress as well. Helping each other to be purified in love. Then it will work. That's why without faith, without prayer, without patience, I think it will be too challenging to manage marriage life today.